Hey everyone, it's Supercars driver here, Todd Hazelwood, and I'm here to take you for a walk around the international circuit that supercars use at the Bend Motorsport Park. I hope you enjoy. One of the toughest things in a supercar is getting the cars off the line. We stand here on the inside line running into turn one, and as you can see, it's a long distance from the starting grid all the way into the braking zone of turn one. Now, believe it or not, although we're starting in first position, which is the ideal part to be starting from, this is the dirty side of the racetrack. So that's where the guys on the outside of the circuit, although they're disadvantaged being on the outside, they are on a cleaner part of the circuit because as we exit the last corner, this is the traditional race line. So there's always a little bit of dirt and debris on this side of the circuit. So for me, I'd love to be starting from position one at the OTR Super Sprint, but there is pros and cons from what side of the circuit you start on. So for me, trying to get this car off the line is incredibly challenging. And there's a bit of a process of how we do that, which I'll go in depth with now. As we pull the cars up to the start line, there's an in-depth procedure that us drivers go through. So we are relying on our race engineer to be on the pit wall, line us up to the grid box. We want to get our front tyres as close to this white line as possible. Now the ruling is if you creep over this white line before the lights go out, it's a false start. So it's very important to have the car in position and not creep before the lights go out. Now as we do that, we use a thing called a line locker. Sort of like a handbrake where you'd pull it up, load the car up on the clutch and then let the handbrake go and you take off. Only difference in a supercar, we're using about anywhere from 40% up to 60% throttle percentage. So we've got the engine sitting on about 7,500 RPM, bouncing off the rev limiter. The clutch is fully loaded up on the line locker. And then as we're waiting for the lights to go out, we let go of that line locker. We're aiming to get a good start and aiming from about a 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in roughly 3 seconds. Now that's a good start, but if you were to have a bad start might be from 4 to 4.5 seconds before you get to 100. And that's why we see a lot of cars moving and getting past at the start of the sequence. So although the race can't be won in the first lap, you can certainly lose a race by having a poor start here on the start line. That's another corner concluded here at the Bend Motorsport Park. For more, check out our socials.